Welcome back. It is the 5x5 Late Night Show, and I'm your host, David. Thank you guys for checking me out. I'm always a little late, but I'm always on time. Sometimes. It's been a pretty decent day, even though I worked. I went in for several hours on my day off. If you've been listening to the shows, you guys know that I've been working just about every day, so which is good because although I'm off Sunday for my nephew's birthday and also next Saturday, which is Indie Pop Con, and so I need to get my money together so so I can spend a lot of money. So well, I'm not gonna spend a lot of money because if you guys didn't listen to the Fanboy Weekly podcast, I did get a press pass because I'm all official now because I'm a podcaster and I do podcast pretty regularly. Fanboy and comic book and pop culture stuff, so I do that quite a bit. So I submitted my application to be part of the quote unquote press, and I got a press pass. So I was happy to receive it, and free of charge, 3-day press pass. But I'm not going to be able to go all 3 days. I'm going to try to go up. Well, I'm going up one day, and I might come back on Saturday, and I might come back the following that Sunday. But I can get there for whatever with the new I-69 highway from here to Indianapolis. I can get there in under 3 hours. So if I can get it 2 hours, I'm gonna try to plan out all my time and stuff. If I can get up there in 2.5 hours, it will be. I can go up there like at 7 because Indy is an hour ahead of me. I can go up there at 7 and then I can leave because it's only 10 to 7. So if I go up there at 7 and I leave their time 7, which will be my 6 o'clock, I can still be home before 10 o'clock. So I think that would be perfect. But they have like nighttime stuff that I want to do. And if I stay overnight, I would have to leave really early in the morning and then go to work and work to midnight on Sunday. So I'm not too interested in that. So one day I think it'd be perfect. So we'll see. And I'll let you guys know. And I'll have some interviews. I'm lining up some things now with the organizers because it's real professional. And you have to get prior approval to interview the guests and take YouTube videos and all that type of stuff. So I'll let you guys know next week who I have lined up. I only have 1 or 2 people that I really want to talk to, and then I have some things that I want commissioned and colored and stuff like that. But anyhow, welcome to the Late Night Show. We always talk about things that are going on in and around me and what's going on in my life, and I might tell a funny story or two. But tonight we're just going to talk a little bit, and I have a little bit of everything, but not a lot of anything. So we're going to talk, and my friend Ken Boggle is back. It's so nice to see you, Mr. Ken Boggle. That's my boy. And yes, I do love having a press pass. So if this is the first time listening to the show, you can always join us in the chat room and talk to me there. And I like to interact with my guests in the chat room. As long as everybody plays nice, it will be a nice time. And my friend Ken is in there, and he's very welcoming to everybody. He's like he's the welcome wagon. Ken is the welcome wagon. Ken likes everybody. And Ken, we need to do a show soon. It's been a while. Our iHeart radio listeners are missing us, by the way. Um, and anyhow, so I hope you guys are having a good week. Today is what, Tuesday? I guess it's really Wednesday. And but the start of my week hasn't been bad. My weekend wasn't bad, so I've had a a few days in a row that have been really good. The weather's been absolutely gorgeous here. Um, oh, Ken said, Mr. Welcome Wagon. Um, Mr. Welcome Wagon. Ken said he was called Mr. Welcome Wagon in high school. I do that. It's so funny, and I'll talk about it a little bit later. But there was an interviewee today, and I told him that I was the Welcome Wagon of the site. Just don't cross me. Y'all don't know. Y'all know I don't play. So, like I said, I hope you guys are having a great start to your week. Let me tell y'all, I actually had my Chipotle today. You guys know how I feel about Chipotle. Last weekend, I went to Qdoba, and I'm not going to say it was gross, but it just wasn't Chipotle. And so when I went to Chipotle today, I was like, oh, this is so good. And because this morning, even though I had to work, I had to take my mother to the mall to get her glasses fixed. Now, here's the thing. If you guys know anything about me, I was, by trade, I'm an optician. I manufactured prescription lenses for probably half the people in the city. They don't know it, but I did. And so, JC Penney's has a optical shop. Now, it's not owned by JC Penney. There's a company that goes in like into Sears and JC Penney, and I think there's another one that they have these optical shops inside the department store, and they hire. Yeah, not that they hire experienced people, but again, I started when I was in optics back in the 90s, early 90s. um I learned the old way when the machines were really archaic, and you actually had to work. Now the way technology is now, all you have to do is push a button, and pushing the button just it makes the lens. When I was working at the beginning, when I was doing optics, it was a nasty job. It was very messy. It was grueling. It was stressful. It gave me a basis of I know how to do it. Even from the old way. And then as we progressed with technology, of course, the new types of equipment came into play, and we was able to incorporate that into our existing business. So, when I moved to Atlanta, I didn't do optical. And when I lived in Atlanta, when I moved back, the company that I used to work for got wind that I was back in town. And so I went to work for them again as kind of a part-time gig, and they needed the experience. But I quit them because I didn't like them at this juncture. But anyhow, and so long story short, my mother had some glasses made at JCPenney, and so they weren't right. I was there when she picked them out, but I wasn't there when she picked them up. And she had told me, she's like, I don't think my glasses are right. And so I'm checking. Oh, Ken, stop bragging. Now you're making me feel old. I am old, but and so um and I was like, okay. So I'm like, yeah, these are not right. They need to be taken back. So that was, I guess at some point this past weekend, I said, well, we'll go out there Tuesday morning. So that's what we did today. And so the optician, the female that was there, she's the one that waited on us, and she did some shady stuff with how she built some things out, and really kind of pissed me off. But I let that slide. And but today I'm like, these are wrong. And I told her what was wrong with them, and she knows that I was in optical for a while, and she even knew where I worked. Is like the premier optical laboratory here in town. And thing is, I trained a lot of people. So and I wasn't. Sometimes I like to I don't know the word to use. Um, if I know something, I know it, and there's nothing that you can tell me if I know it. If I know something is 100% right, and you're trying to tell me it's wrong, then there's going to be an issue. So that's what we had today. And I'm like, well, these are wrong and they need to be replaced. It was a frame thing, simple fix. And so she gets to saying, so she starts saying, she's like, well, if you have the warranty, and I'm like, well, remember you added the warranty, and my mother didn't know it, and but she has the warranty. But here's the here's the real kicker, their warranty is like kind of like a maintenance plan, or you know how you get a warranty on your car, or extended warranty. You still, and I know they did them with glasses because I've never worked in a retail optical 1 hour place. I've always worked in a bigger laboratory that services the doctors. And so she she says to me, she's like, well, even though you have the warranty, you had to pay 20 some odd dollars to replace the frame. I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Why buy something? I said, and it couldn't be more than a month old. And she's like, well, and so I guess it was 30-day manufacturer's warranty. And she was giving me all this attitude. I'm like, well, your optician is the one that did this, so you need to fix it. And she wasn't having it. She was ready for my black ass to be out of there. you know. And so when she started pushing back, I'm like, well, you know what? Who's the manager? And so she thought she was, I guess, really, she thought she was really, really trying to slap me down when she says, I am the manager. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, well, I'm going to email the company that services you guys, and then we'll get a result that way. And so, and she's like, well, let me see if I can do something. So she went into the back and she fixed it to my specifications, and they were right. But if they end up being wrong again, if something, we will be out there again, and then the next time I go, I won't be too nice. That's all I have to say about that. But that was my morning, and then I went to Chipotle for lunch. And and you know what? This is so bad. And I told myself I wasn't going to do it. But hey, let's take a quick break and to see if anybody pops into the chat room. I know there's somebody else listening. He might be a little bashful. He hasn't joined the chat, but and we're gonna play a quick song. It is David, and I said it is David. It is the 5x5 Late Night Show. I'm your host, David, and we'll be right back. And we're back. It is the 5x5 Late Night Show. I'm your host, David, sitting here chatting with you guys, talking to my boy, Ken Boggle, having a private text message conversation as well. And, and having a good time. Ken said he was happy that I had a good day. Sometimes I don't have a string of good days like I've had. Sometimes it's like drama, 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 drama. And it's like family drama, work drama, family drama, work drama. And sometimes I don't get to have have these days. So I don't want to jinx myself because I'm going to claim another good day for tomorrow because I think it's supposed to rain, but hey, it's new comic book day tomorrow. So so I'm going to embrace that as well. And I thank you guys for joining me, each and every one of you, the 850 or whatever it is now, people who have clicked the like and follow button, well, I guess follow button, on my little show here. We're in year 2 of our little podcast here, and it's been something I have enjoyed doing for the last year, and it also got me a press pass for Indie PopCon, so that's always good. And I've met a lot of interesting people. My friend Ken Boggle here, we would have never been the friends that we are if we hadn't shared a podcast together, and now we do our own thing. He does his own thing, and Ken Boggle will be back on Blog Talk Radio on Thursday at midnight, 11 o'clock for you all who are in the Central Time Zone. And his show Ken is very funny. Sometimes when we're talking, whether it's on the phone or we're texting or whatever, we're able to make each other laugh, which is funny, and I embrace that in a friendship because it's very cool. It's rare, no matter where the person is, if they're X amount of ways. Sometimes you can find or you can cultivate a relationship, through the internet. You can. It's possible. And Ken and I definitely have developed a really good friendship. And I will be seeing Ken hopefully in September for Scarefest. That will be at this point from now to September. I plan on going to one additional con. And then in September, I will go to Scarefest. So it'll be my third one for the year. And then that following week after that will be Nashville Wizard World Comic Book Convention. So looking forward. I'm gonna have a busy summer. If I can get off work. You know how that is. But what were we talking about? I was at the mall today. And so here's the thing. I forgot where I left off. Oh. So I left my mother because she likes. For Mother's Day, I gave her a $25 JCPenney gift card, and so I said, "Hey, I'm gonna let you shop. Take your time. I'm gonna walk down the mall real quick." Oh, and I met the most fabulous person. JCPenney now has makeup counters and stuff, and this chick name is so funny. I knew she was a hairdresser when I met her. She had this crazy cool hair, and I talk to anybody. I say, "Hey, what's up, chick?" And but it was empty. I'm like, if this was my business, I said, "How you have it's real new. It's state of the art. It looks phenomenal, and they spent a lot of money. How do you spend X amount of dollars? That's obviously." They spent $100,000 installing this and getting the merchandise. I don't know if JCPenney owns Sephora or it's a lease department, but there was nobody in there but her. And so I asked her, I said, "Hey, why is it empty up in here?" And she's like, "Oh, it's been kind of slow." I'm like, "I don't understand. So you guys doing any events?" I'm like, "You need to be the premier makeup provider in the mall." Yet JCPenney's and Dillard's, they have their makeup counters. They have all the kind of the fashionable ones, the Clinique, Lancome, Estee Lauder, all those. But you're Sephora. I know Sephora has standalone stores, but you're in JCPenney's. You're in an anchor. And I said, "Why are you empty?" She's like, well, I don't know. She was really cool. We were talking, and she was giving me all these samples of different stuff, and we're laughing. And I said, well, by the way, what's your name? I said, you're a really cool person. I like your energy. And she says, and she flips her hair back. She's like, my name is Hamilton. I'm like, girl, you better do that, Hamilton. So I like the name Hamilton. I thought it was really cool. My mom was really impressed with her as well. But I said, well, if this was my business, I said, this is the prime time. Get these little old ladies to come in. Offer them something just to get them in the door, a free makeover for a little lady. Hire somebody to come in and make these because little old ladies have big purses, and with big purses is big dollars. Get the money. I don't get it. I would be very uncomfortable if I spent so much money. I do too, Ken. If I spent so much money on putting in something that I want to attract customers, and I'm not doing anything with it. Just kind of let it sit and be a little, letting it be stagnant. So I totally didn't understand that. But so I said, well, this is what you need to do. Get them little ladies in here. I said, and then one evening, do young girls. I said, y'all have so much potential because in this city, there's not much to do. So when you make an event that points out a particular demographic, they're going to come because there's nothing to do. Offer some free stuff, free makeover, free. Women love being made up. Women love being pampered. Hire some people to do foot massages or do nails or something. Get them and then use your products. So they need to let me run it, and then it'd be fabulous. But hey, nobody asked me. Anyhow, so I let my mother stay in Penny's and shop, and so I'm going to Hot Topic because I love all the pop culture stuff. Not that I would be caught doing anything. I don't think their clothes are age appropriate for me. Although you guys know I'm cosplaying theoretically Nick Fury from the Avengers movies in Indianapolis. So all I need is an eye patch. I'm already black. I'm bald headed and I have a goatee. And I want maybe a shirt that has shield on it. What else do I need to do? Anyhow, and so I'm going down to Hot Topic, see if they have anything, and plus they have all the pop culture stuff, right? And so they got me. They got me. The Great American Cookie Company. I swear the chick is a witch because I was snatched up and I floated over to the cookie counter. I kid you not. My feet never touched the ground, and I ordered a double doozy. And when I tell you, my sugar probably shot up to 600 or 700. It shot up to 600 or 700 because, but they're really, really good. See, I couldn't work in the mall because I would be in trouble because that is like a weak. I told you guys before I have a voracious sweet tooth, and I'm like, yeah, this wouldn't work, and so, and so. Yeah, she was magic. I think she was Stevie Nicks. I'm not sure. And so, I got my double doozy. So I head on down to Hot Topic, and I've shopped at Hot Topics a lot. I shopped at, I bought stuff there because they have crazy clearance. And, again, I like the pop culture stuff because they sell all the comic book stuff like the pop figures, Doctor Who. Just now, if you guys don't know, Hot Topic, they now sell vinyl records. Vinyl records, they are making a big comeback. And I'll never buy one, but I love the artwork that's on some of these covers. But vinyl records are making a big, huge comeback. They actually had, I don't know if it was the first time for it this year, a record day. You know how they have free comic book day? They had a record day this year. Now, no one in this city participated, but a little city in Kentucky did. And so, I'm in there, and the manager was there because I knew she was, and there was another girl. There was some customers, and so I'm just kind of walking around because that's what you do. You walk around and look at all the stuff, and I'm like, okay, I'm walking around, and normally there's some young men that work there, and they're always very, very attentive to the customers that come in, and that's what, when I eventually open my comic book store, that's going to be a big thing for me. If you can't be engaging, you guys have heard me say this 1,000 times on my show about customer service, because that's one of my big things. If you can't be engaging and know your customers and see the buying clues, then you can't work for me. And I also took that into my management life. You can't work for me if you don't know how to get the money. Then what you here? Because I'm not trying to supplement your income, right? For not doing anything. And so I'm in there, and then all of a sudden the store is empty. And so the manager sees me, and I'm not, these stores aren't that big, right? And so I'm walking in front of her, I'm walking in front of the little cashier. Nobody says one word to me, not one word. And I'm like, that's really strange. Why aren't you speaking to me? I don't think, I just had basic stuff on. I had some cargo shorts on and a t-shirt, shoes, and a hat. I always wear a hat. Well, a lot of times I wear a hat. And so I'm offended. I'm like, I've spent a lot of money in your store. I'm looking to buy, and I guess I could have said, can someone help me? But I shouldn't have to ask you when I'm the only person in the store and you see me walking around kind of aimlessly. And so they're having their own private conversation. And, so I'm like, well, maybe they didn't see me, which I knew that wasn't the case. So there's a back part where you come around and it's separated from the store and you come back around the register. I walked around there. I come up past them. Not a word. I'm like, okay, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to start talking to myself, and maybe they will say something. So I went around. I was actually looking for something at that point, because they had moved. Maleficent is coming out pretty soon, so they had that center stage, and the Deadpool stuff that they had a few weeks ago, it was pushed off to the side. So I was looking for that stuff. So I go around, and so I start saying about, oh, that's really neat. How you talk about, say if you was with a friend and you're in the mall and you're like, oh, that's really neat. You like that? That's cute or whatever. And so I'm talking, loudly, and she's no more than 8-10 feet away from me. Not one word. I kid you not. And I'm like, seriously? Did you really not say anything to me? But since I was having a good day and I had my double doozy, the double doozy saved. Ken Boggle says he's surprised they didn't call the police because I was talking to myself. I wish they would have tore that mall up. But anyhow, and so I was offended, but like I said, I was gonna continue my good day because I knew I was getting Chipotle for lunch. I was hanging out with my mom, and so I wasn't gonna make a stink. I did send the email though, because if you remember maybe a month or two ago, I had went to the store to get the WWE comic book they were offering with a WWE purchase. So that's like an exclusive thing that makes it a little bit more collectible, because you have to buy something at a specific store to get the comic. So I wanted it. They didn't have it. I sent an email and they sent me one, being really nice. So I sent another email, and I'll tell you if I get any response from that. But I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. So anyhow, thank you guys for joining me. Take another break, and then we'll be back, and we're going to talk about a woman who named, I don't know if you guys have seen this, who named her newborn child after a superstore. You guys won't believe this. There was something else I want to talk about tonight, but I guess I'll think about it on break. We'll be right back. It's the 5 out 5 Late Night Show.
Hey everyone, this is Dwayne Hadley from the Dwayne Hadley Show. Check out the 5x5 on Spreaker.com.
Get that honey, that's all we do. Charlie, no be easy. Sometimes you gotta
Welcome back. It is. I'm sorry. Welcome back. It's the 5x5 late night show. I was reading something. I hit the wrong button. Thank you guys for joining us here on the 5x5. Hashtag L, the number 8, NIGHT. Or is it NITE, Ken? Ken, Ken coined the late night hashtag for Twitter. And speaking of Twitter, you can always follow us at the 5x5 on Twitter. The 5s are numeric, just like on the blog, the 5x5.blogspot.com, or check us out on Facebook, the 5x5 completely spelled out. And check out on Thursday nights our comic book interactive show. Oh, Ken, he corrected me, it's NITE. The hashtag L, the number 8, NITE. You can check out me right before Ken comes on at 12. You can check out my comic booked show, blogtalkradio.com/comic book, COMICBOOKED. And then also the blog that goes along with that, the blurredhq.blogspot.com, or youtube.com /the Blurred HQ. I do too much social media, way too much, but it's normally show specific. I don't do too much on Facebook personally anymore unless I'm reading somebody, or I tweet about comic books and stuff. And then you should check out some of the new pictures. This past weekend I took one of my clients to a fishing tournament, and it was absolutely breathtaking, some of the pictures that I took. So if you go to Instagram, I'm one funny guy, the number 1 funny guy on Instagram, and you can check out some of those pictures there. And also you can see all my comic book fanboy stuff as well. But you guys, tweet me, email me. You can email me at 5, the number 5, BYYFIVE at gmail.com. And we can talk, we can chat. If you want to be on the show, let me know. Because Ken and I, when we do a show together, we have a good time. We laugh, we have fun, and obviously iHeartRadio loves us. I think the last time I looked, it was up to 150 listens or something like that, something crazy, which I'd never expected. But it's always to have good to have a co-host, because you can vibe off that. Ken and I participated in a show that I created called The Crew, which we had a lot of fun with that. And so now we're solo. Well, I guess duo. So Conversations with Ken is coming back soon. Soon, when we get ourselves together. And that song was for NYC. You know who you are. And and the voiceover, Ken, was I made that from a recording, Dwayne Hadley from the Dwayne Hadley show, that he recorded for me, and I made a voiceover for it. And you can check out Dwayne every day on the Dwayne Hadley show. He does a daily dosage. It's about 5 to 10 minutes, and then on Saturday mornings, way too early for me to be up. He does a show with his wife, which is The Weekend with Jenny and Dwayne, and it's pretty funny. It's well, speaking of co-hosts, it's interesting to see how the you can see when somebody's really connected because the chemistry is there, and the dynamic is almost you can almost feel it because they're really cool. So check them out, 8 o'clock a.m. on Saturday mornings. Pretty funny. Then check Dwayne out during the week. Okay, enough plugs. I'm not going to say anything else about. Well, I might. You know me. I might just say anything. So I was talking about my little shopping expedition this morning, and the reason why I named this podcast tonight, back on the juice, because you know how I said this on another show the other day. I had stopped drinking sodas because it was just too many calories, too many empty calories, too much sugar. Because I come from a family of diabetics, and knock on wood that I'm not diabetic. And some of my clients, they have issues with their sugar, and so I it's very, that it could kill you. I've seen people with diabetes die as a result of the disease, and it just kind of kills your body. And it's not really the diabetes itself; it's the medicine that you take. It's hard on your kidneys. It just takes its toll eventually. So, trying to live a little bit healthier. Other than I had that big double doozy at lunchtime, but but the thing is, Taco Bell, they trapped me. They trapped me because the Taco Bell here, remember I told you guys not too long ago that I had ordered something one day from them, and when I bit into it, it tastes like jelly meat and avocado. It was gross. It was the grossest thing I ever had in my life, and I was like, never again. I'm not coming here anymore. This is gross. Thing is, before, you could only get the Baja Blast Mountain Dew at Taco Bell. And it's been like that for years. For years. But right now, a limited time only, they are selling Baja Blast in a bottle at the stores. I'm like, come on, give me a freaking break. So the other day, I'm like, I'm just going to have one. I'm going to get one because I want the taste. I'm not going to Taco Bell because the food is gross. Not all Taco Bells. I hear the breakfast is phenomenal. So I'm not knocking Taco Bell. I don't want nobody to send me so crazy email. I heard the breakfast. I did hear the breakfast are really good. But no. And so the Baja Blast is in a bottle now. So I'm at the store and I'm like, I knew how you see all the bottles are all in the rows in the little glass thing or whatever, and I was going for the water, right? And so the sparkling ice water that I absolutely love, and so I'm like, oh, why is that Mountain Dew a different color? And subconsciously I had heard they were put in a bottle, but I didn't, it's not like I'm out searching for it, and so and so I look and it says Baja Blast. Big, how you have one of those moments. Have you ever seen on TV where how it's, I guess it's filmed, the person sees something and he stops dead in his track and then it spins around their head and then it pulls in really close to the person's face? That's how I felt. I'm like, oh damn, the Baja Blast is up in here and I have to get one. I was compelled. I don't know if I was bewitched, or what, but I was compelled. And I was like, okay, since I'm not going to Taco Bell, I can have this one. After I drank it, I've been craving them ever since because I absolutely love that Mountain Dew. right? And so, thank God I have all my teeth, right? Because there's some places where, what they said in West Virginia, where, where they say they drink a lot of Mountain Dew there, and so there's a thing called dew rot because there's so much sugar in the Mountain Dew has rotted a good percentage of the population has rotted their teeth. So, uh, so I don't want that to happen, but I have nice teeth. But anyhow, and so I've had several since I seen it. I don't know when I seen it. It was probably last Thursday or Friday. And I'm like, ugh. And thing is, I have one right now. And it's way too late to be drinking all this sugar, right? What is wrong with me? Anyhow, have you guys heard there is a story, and the funny thing is, and Ken will like this because it's about his home state, well, where he's living now, but not in his city, his home state of Kentucky. And the funnier thing is, it's in a city that's I could walk to the city from where I live in southern Indiana. I wouldn't say, well, I could walk. If driving 2 minutes down the street, I'm in the city because we're on the border, the Indiana Kentucky border. And so Henderson, Kentucky made, I guess, some kind of national news. And I don't know if it's true. It's on a website called stupid.com, spelled with two P's. And this chick, her name is Darla Hart. Now, Miss Darla, she loves to shop at Walmart. So much so that she decided to name her new baby Wama Hart. You know what? If I ever see Darla Hart, and I'm not threatening her, I might not punch her, but I'm going to tell her she's crazy. And that's what they're calling her, the stupidest mom ever, because Walma Hart together is Walmart. Walma Hart, get it? And anyhow, she named her daughter Walma Hart in honor of her favorite superstore. And so she says she just loves Walmart. They have a great selection, everything I need, and they saved me so much money over the years and have such a friendly customer service that I just wanted to repay them by naming my new daughter Walma Hart. Walmart officials were hard to reach, but they did comment saying, "We appreciate brand loyalty and we find it endearing Miss Stevens would name her daughter after our company. We are," this is the funny part, "we are sending her $50 in coupons." I mean, seriously, Walmart, can't you just send her a lifetime supply of baby diapers? I mean, seriously, y'all have a ton. Give her some baby diapers. And then they had the nerve to put this woman's picture. She's missing teeth and everything. Bless her heart. But when she crossed the bridge going to Kentucky, it's all over. It's something out of what's that movie with the dueling banjos? Somebody help me. What is that movie called? Oh crap! And I had it on the tip of my tongue. Where then the Buddha and they like squeal like a pig and all that kind of stuff. What's that movie? Damn it. Ken, do you know what that movie is? NYC, do you know what that movie is? You can text me. Damn it, I wish I knew what the movie is. Anyhow, and so they sending her $50 in coupons. So I don't know if coupons and a gift card, those are two different things. So $50 in coupons, that could be 50 $1 off coupons for baby diapers or something. That ain't hot. That's not hot. Send Darla some diapers. I'm gonna start what's that called? The petition that you go online and do. I'm gonna start a petition because she named her child. She has ruined her child's life, naming her, naming her baby after Walmart. And at least y'all could do is send that baby some diapers. Y'all gave her $50 in coupons, but Miss Stevens, she was so delighted by the news of receiving $50 in free coupons that she decided to hyphenate her last name to further honor the superstore. It's not officially legal yet, but now she's calling herself Darla Walmart Hart. I don't like none of them. And I'm not surprised coming from Henderson, Kentucky. I'm not surprised. Because my dad and I have fished a lot when I was younger, and a little bit as an adult. We fished a lot in Kentucky, and it's definitely a different world. And I've been. If she's talking about the Walmart in Henderson, it is really nice. It's nicer than any of the WalMarts here in town, but it's the country. It is huge, and it used to be the taxes were different in Kentucky than they were here, and you could go across the bridge and save 1%. And on taxes, and the gas is cheaper. So if you're over there, you're buying gas, you can run to the Walmart. It's right there. But yeah, she's wrong. She's wrong for that. Yeah, Walmart could pay her college tuition. They have it. It's not like they don't have it, right? I think hopefully she gave the child a decent middle name like Kendall. Kendall Hart, that's a cute name. Ashley, that's a cute name. She can she can do that. But as for, naming her Walma Hart, that's dirty. You wrong for that. But hey, it's her baby. But that's I say this about people, giving weird names to kids anyhow. I love my people. I'm black, I'm proud to be black. But, some of these names that you see um, are here, you and think it is what it is. You are lessening your child's chances to get a job. Right or wrong, um, right or wrong, um, they shouldn't, hold that against you, but they do. They prejudge you. Companies do it. It's unfortunate because sometimes it's not the company, it's the person who's actually going through the resume or going through the application that's in the HR department that sees these names. And so if you have a name like Shakawanda Takaniki Jackson, they're throwing your resume in the trash. My niece has an ethnic name, but my mother was like, if you're gonna name her a crazy name, it needs to be a real name. So, my sister chose a real name, and it's from a king, and it's not so crazy where you can't spell it and you have to figure out where all the vowels and consonants go. It's a regular, well, a regular ethnic name, I guess you could say it that way. But she gave her a more traditional middle name, you know, and so therefore she could, if she doesn't want to put her ethnic name on her application, she can put her initial, her middle name, and her last name. So therefore, it's not thrown out or you're prejudged before you even get to sit in with the interviewer, because I think that's very important. But there's highly educated women that are named some of these real names that they get that you can only get a job in Atlanta, but but it's unfortunate that we shouldn't give our kids. We don't give them equal footing in the job market. And I don't think some people think about that. I have a high school classmate that named her children after liquor. One of them's named Hennessy and one's named Bacardi. I'm like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. And I think you're stupid. Why would you do that to your children? Then you had to go through, get your name changed and all that stuff. That's just ridiculous. But, hey, it's not me. I wouldn't do it to my child. And like my nephew has a really, really plain name, and me and my sister and I, we both have plain names. And I just think, I think you need to give your child an advantage, and not think about, oh, I think that's cute. And I can put a couple of Q's and U's and I's and, what's that thing? An accent over a letter. That ain't hot. I'm sorry. Unless you're a singer or some type of entertainer, that's not hot. So, and so, this is one of those things. Anyhow, let's take one more break, and then we're going to come back and talk about the job interview speaking of interviews, I sat on today. And there's a Magic Mike coming this summer behind the scenes. You will not want to miss this. We'll be right back.
guys said everything that I could say. No reason convincing you that you should stay. Except we've been together for so long. Can't see why you're leaving when I've done nothing wrong. No, I won't stop thinking about you, always on my mind. You hit stop on us, but I'm gonna hit rewind. What we have might not mean much to you, but you saved my life when I thought I'd never find anyone. Now you're gone, and I don't know why. Anyone. Now you're thought I'd never find anyone. Now you're gone, never find anyone. Now you're thought I'd never find anyone. Now you're gone, and I don't know why. Anyone. Now thought I'd never find anyone. Now you're gone, anyone. Now you're gone. Waking up gets harder every day. Can't find the strength to get up anyway. Now that I'm picking up the pieces of my life, not sure if something went wrong, but I know nothing went right. No, I won't stop thinking about you, always on my mind. You hit stop on us, but I'm gonna hit rewind. What we have might not mean much to you, but you saved my life when I thought I'd never find anyone. Now you're gone, and I don't know why. Anyone. Now you're thought I'd never find anyone. Now you're gone, never find anyone. Now you're thought I'd never find anyone. Now you're gone, and I don't know why. Anyone. Now you're thought I'd never find anyone. Now you're gone, anyone. What can I do to make this right? You keep telling me I'll be okay. Somehow without you I find my way. I don't know what you're going through, leaving me like I believe in you. You keep telling me I'll be okay. Somehow without you I find my way. Well, I won't leave what we had behind when I know I can change your mind. Now you're gone, anyone. Now you're just gone. Let me change your mind. Now you're gone, anyone. We can leave this all behind. Anyone. Now you're gone, anyone. Now you're just gone. Let me change your mind. Now you're gone, anyone. Now you're gone. 'Cause I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong, no. I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong, no. I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong, no. I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong.
Welcome back to the 5x5 Late Night Show. I'm your host, David. And I've been actually babbling a lot. I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. I don't know. Well, Ken said I'm telling on myself, but we'll see. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. And, as we kind of chit-chat and talk and chit-chat and talk about different things going on. So we talked about the crazy Walmart lady and naming her child Walmart. I'm still mad over that. You know, it just makes me want to punch somebody in the face. Don't name your child crazy stuff. And she's on the, if y'all need to see the picture, it'll be on the website later. She's smiling about it. You know, and people are, not that you should care what people say about you, because I care absolutely nothing about what people say about me. I used to be really insecure about, you know, how I looked or how I talked or what I said, and you know, who I was, and I don't care what people say about me now. I'm way too grown. Did y'all? Another thing that pissed me off tonight. Kid is I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Kid is cracking me up in the chat room. Did y'all see the Dancing with the Stars finale? I guess the chick who was, if you haven't seen it and you watched it and you DVR'd it, don't listen for 10 seconds starting now. The chick who won the Olympic gold medal with her partner, she's the one that won tonight. Okay. And so they, you know how they do the little singing, there's somebody who's singing all these popular songs. Although, have you heard the new Michael Jackson song? I need to find it because it's everywhere. I mean, everywhere. And I bet you none of the family is getting a cent of this money. This is his creditors that he still owed when he died, that he had all these, I guess, songs that were already recorded. They're releasing this music so they can make money. But the song is pretty good. They played that, the regular version, on Dancing with the Stars tonight, and it's in that either Ford commercial or Kia commercial. And I'm like, I didn't like it at first, but it's grown on me. It's such a summer song, and I'm like, okay, I can get with that. So I'm gonna have to find it. I'm sure it's on iTunes. Anyhow, but what made me, man, you know how big of a Beyonce fan that I am. I'm not a stan, but I'm a fan, right? And so they had somebody saying Grown Woman. If you guys have bought Beyonce's latest CD, you know, the one that she released just one night because she could do it like that, the visual album, there's a song on there, there's a bonus track that was supposed to be released. It's the Pepsi commercial. Remember when she had the Pepsi commercial? Was it this year she did Pepsi? She did the Pepsi thing? No, it was last year. Remember last year when Beyonce was the halftime performance for the Super Bowl, and that song was playing. It was called Grown Woman, and it never made it on the album. We didn't see it until December when she released that album. You know, she just released it one night without any promotion or anything, and to iTunes. And so the bonus track Grown Woman's on there. And so Nene Leakes, you know, Nene Leakes is from Real Housewives of Atlanta. She danced to that song tonight, poorly, I might say. But the person who was singing Grown Woman, it was horrible. I was mad. So I know there's some Beyonce stans or Beyonders or the Beehive. They are going to lose their mind. If you guys have ever listened to a hilarious podcast called The Read, the Kid Fury and Crystal are hilarious, and I try to pick up some things from them when I had my co-host back when we started this, and they're phenomenal, and I like that show. But they're big Beyonce fans, so I wonder how they feel about the person singing Grown Woman, which is a really good song, and I might know a dance step or two. Y'all never see it, but because you know the whole video. If I downloaded it to my Apple, well, once you download the album, it goes right to your Apple TV, and all the videos went to the Apple TV. So I had a lot of time looking at that video, so I might know a dance step or two, but it was horrible. The singing was horrible, so they don't ever do that again. Dance with the Stars, I didn't like that. So today, while I was at work, my boss, he wanted me to sit in on a interview for a prospective employee, which I said, okay, that's fine. We'll sit down, we'll talk to him. And so I don't like being put on the spot, but I warn people, I normally say what's on my mind. And I don't sugarcoat anything. I normally shoot a straight shot, because if you don't shoot a straight shot, people will misconstrue what you say. And then when they analyze it, they'll turn it into something else. So I talk where everybody, you know, sometimes a little ghetto, sometimes a little hood, sometimes a little sedity, but I talk where people can understand me. And so, so he should have known where, you know, me, you know me. I'm the same David 24/7. I don't change. I've been this way for a while now. I don't change. The David you see that you hear on here is the same David that if you happen to meet me in the street, it's the same David you'll meet there. I don't put on airs for anyone. I just don't. It's not who I am. And so we're sitting down, and this guy, interviews are bad enough, especially if there's a second person interviewing and talking to you. And so we're sitting there, and he's looking kind of nervous. And the work I do, I work in the mental health care field, and it's not for everybody. It's not for everyone. And so my first question was to this person. I said, well, why do you want this job? And I think, I've been in management. I've hired people before. I've fired people before. Why do you want this job? Why do you want to be here? And he couldn't answer the question. And so I'm looking at him, because I'll give somebody a side eye real quick. And so, and I told him, I said, well, you can say money. That's okay. That's a reason. Because he's hawing around he was talking about his mother raised him to be a caregiver, and he picked, she was a caregiver, and he thinks some of that rubbed off on her. And I'm like, I'm not trying to hear all that. Why are you here? You put in an application. There's a reason why. And the thing is, and a perfectly acceptable answer is, I need a job. I want some money, But a better answer is, I'm trying to expand my horizons. I want to be a better person. I think I have something to give to your establishment. Those are better answers. But he's him hawing around and looking down, and I don't trust people who don't look at me. Although he had a really good handshake. And so my boss, he's just looking at me like, okay, I'm not the boss. You need to go on and handle your business. And then I just kind of put it out. I like, a lot of men don't like this type of work because it's sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's horrible. And you can put in a lot of hours. I counted up how many hours I will be working to the end of the month, and it's like 150 hours that I would have worked, in the span of 2 weeks. And so I'm like, oh, well, no, it was 127 actually, and then it was something else that made it, my PTO made it 150. But I'm like, this is not an easy job, and you have to be dedicated, and you have to, I said, you have to have a thick skin. I said, because there's a lot of stuff that's going to come at you. You have to be able to kind of flex and bend, and then it was a perfect, and I'm not saying I'm perfect, I'm just saying the way I expressed it to him. I said, we have to wear a lot of hats. And I said, and sometimes when you come into this building, you have to leave your home hat outside the door. I said, when you come into the house, into the site, you have to, you're either going to wear the nurse hat, the confidant hat, the friend hat, the mentor, or the authority hat. We wear a lot of hats. I said, and some you wear more hats more than the other, and he couldn't get the analogy. He thought I was talking about a dress code. I'm like, are you kidding me? So after he left, my boss was like, what do you think? I'm like, it's not for me to think. I said, you was in the interview too, and so that's how that went. But it was kind of interesting, and I wanted everybody to get a job, and I know jobs are hard to find, but sometimes just because you want a job doesn't miss, and just because we have one available for you doesn't necessarily mean that you're the right person for that job. You might want to go search somewhere else, and that's all I have to say about that. So our last break, one last song. We're gonna come up and wrap up with Joe. I can't pronounce his name, so if you are a True Blood fan, Alcide Joe Manganiello. I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry. He is doing a documentary, and I'll tell you what it is when we come back. Right back. It's the 5x5 Late Night Show. I'm David.
Fight.
before we say good night, I have one more thing to tell you guys, and I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight, talking and letting me chat and run my big mouth. I do appreciate that, each and every one of you guys. So Joe from True Blood, the guy that's in Magic Mike, he is doing it's called La Bear, and I guess La Bear is a strip club. Don't know exactly where it is, but they released a trailer of these male strippers. And if you've never been to a male strip club, like they have one in Atlanta called Swingin' Richards, I know, and I think there is one down in Florida somewhere that say it's called Swingin' Richards. There's one in Atlanta, and they opened a second one there, and they get completely naked. Not like the Chippendales and everything, but they get completely naked. But it's really funny because a lot of the men are straight. They're straight. I actually had clients that I sold furniture to that were that worked for the strip club. Because I think not like looking at good looking men, no problem with that. But they're straight, and it's funny to see these straight men up there, completely disrobing for gay men, and they dance very poorly. And thing is, you can tell which ones are straight because they can't dance. And so we would be sitting there, looking at them, because it's like at this one particular club, there's a whole bunch of them. There's like they have 30 guys through the course of the night, and there's like a big catwalk in the middle of the room, and there's like 3 sections, and they play 4 songs. I think it's 4 songs to a set, and it's fully clothed, and the shirt comes off, pants comes off, and the last song, the underwear come off, and so they're dancing around and doing whatever. And we'll sit there and we're like, okay, yeah, he's straight, he's straight, because they can't dance. Although I have seen a few straight white boys, that is, that can dance. But it's pretty interesting, but it's a fun time. It's a really fun time. Once you get used to, there's really naked, a plethora of naked men dancing around, and they're not afraid to come to your table to get a tip. You can't touch though, because they might chop you in the throat or something. But anyhow, so Joe, I wish I could pronounce this name, Magnano, Magnet, it doesn't matter. Magnet, who gives a damn? It is, he released I guess Red Band is appropriate audiences, and it's pretty interesting because it's like a documentary, and it's about the real life Magic Mikes. And then there's a guy that got murdered from a jealous husband. And the article on Entertainment Weekly, it says a new Red Band trailer for La Bear, Joe's featured directorial debut following the men of the titular Dallas, it's in Dallas, strip club that's been in business since 1978 has hit. It starts with plenty of cowboy hat top skin and choice quotes. Even though every time I get a hug, I give them $1, I still feel like they're my friends. That's on the trailer, says one happy customer. And then it gets real, addressing the murder of a dancer. He was the, I guess, basis for the real Magic Mike. But before the buzz, before the buzz you imagine having when you go see this film is totally ruined. It's back to more skin and cheeky language. This summer gets exposed to a new kind of superhero, a different type of action with romance, adventure, and special effects. So check that out. If you type in Joe's name, you can find there's a ton, and actually I'll embed it on the website at some point, of him, of them, and his new little venture with this documentary about the real life of Magic Mike. And there's supposedly going to be a Magic Mike 2. Thing is, I wasn't too impressed with the first one. I like Channing Tatum. I'm mad at him right now because they gave him the role of Gambit in a future X-Men Apocalypse movie, which I wish they had kept the guy from the first Wolverine movie. Channing Tatum, yeah, he's cute. He can dance. He's a straight boy that can dance. And he's is there something about him? He's okay. I'm not. Everybody goes, oh, Gaga over Channing Tatum, and I think he was people's when he's the most sexiest man alive one time, or he was in the book. So, it doesn't really matter to me, but I think this would be interesting. Will I go see it? I didn't go see Magic Mike. I'll wait for the Redbox or HBO or Netflix or something before I see it. I don't see this being a real big, summer movie blockbuster, but it may be. You never know. But what this weekend is Friday, and today is what, Wednesday. In 2 days, because they'll show it on Thursday night. We'll say tomorrow, since it is Wednesday. Tomorrow night will debut probably the biggest movie of the summer. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Although Godzilla did very well, they only predicted Godzilla to do 60 million in its first weekend. It did 93 million. That's 33 million more than they thought. So good word of mouth. I've seen this movie talked about all over the place, and they are. What's up, Truth Porn Militia? What's up? They are going ham on this movie. I'm not going to see Godzilla. That's not something I want to see. I'm a fanboy, but not like that. I remember watching Godzilla as a child, and I even thought it was corny then. It was, because it was. If you look at it now, you will fall out. But have a cocktail or whatever and watch the old Godzillas. They're hilarious. Remember Godzilla versus Mothra, and then Godzilla versus King Kong? Hilarious. But so Godzilla did very well. But the biggest movie of the summer, it's not going to be Spider-Man. It could be. Well, Captain America really came out in the spring. What's the X-Men? X-Men Days of Future Past is coming out tomorrow night, Friday this weekend, Memorial Day weekend. It's going to be huge. I'm saying it's going to be the biggest movie of the summer. They're kind of bridging the gap between the original X-Men movies, and then the First Class movies and the Wolverine movies. They're kind of bridging the gap between all those. They're taking out some of the stuff that we didn't like from the last X-Men, The Last Stand. Some of the things that we've seen in the Wolverine. They're changing that up. And this is going to bridge the gap, and then it's going to make a basis for future movies to come. So it's going to be huge. I mean, huge. The story is a big story arc. I was explaining to one of my friends. I'm like, this is a big story arc that they're ready to take on. So hopefully they'll do it justice. And it should be really, really good. So I'm really excited to see it. And but yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy comes out in August, and I think Transformers is thrown in there somewhere this summer. But X-Men Days of Future Past is going to be the movie of the summer. It's going to be the have to, and this is really kicking off the summer movie season this weekend. So if you have some opportunity. Truth Porn, who's in the chat room with us tonight, he said that movie is too much, man. Give me the old school Godzilla. The old school Godzilla kind of rocked, right? But it was funny. I still think it's funny. And a friend of mine wants to go see X-Men with me. You know where well, you don't know where I am, but you can come see it with me. That's all right. We'll share popcorn. But yeah, so Godzilla, people obviously loved it. It's getting good word of mouth, but I won't be paying what, 10, 11 bucks to go see it ever. So but don't forget to go see X-Men this coming weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. Tell me what you guys are going to do. You're cooking out. I have to work, so I won't get to enjoy any of the cooking out and grilling and festivities. So I'll be working, but that's okay, because I want to have a good time in spite of me not being off for another holiday. But I work every Monday, so every Monday holiday I have to work. So it should be oh, I forget. Ken Boggle said he was going to watch Maleficent. I want to see Maleficent too. I'm a big Angelina Jolie fan. I absolutely love her. Truthport said, yeah, it was corny. LOL. Maleficent, I forgot about that's going to be a big movie, and also How to Train Your Dinosaur #2 is coming out. So there's going to be some. I think X-Men still is going to be better than all of them. Not better, bigger than all of them. But you know, those Disney animated Pixar things, they do very well. And then Maleficent, which is a big Disney telling of the Sleeping Beauty story from the witch's point of view, they're pushing that big time, and it's supposed to be really good. I'm going to go see Maleficent as well. But anyhow, thank you guys for listening. We're wrapping up. I went over longer than I want to talk tonight because I had to get to bed. I'm really, really tired. So guys, enjoy your weekend. Tell me what you did. Hit me up on the blog, Instagram, or the Facebook page. You guys have a great week and weekend, and we'll see you next time. Good night.